Dear learners, I am Christina Georgy, your academic counselor for the MEG program. Today we will deal with the course code MEG-05, which is titled Literary Criticism and Theory. So as per the request of our learners, I will be recording this session for your effective preparation of the upcoming TEE. Today we will deal with Block 6 of MEG-05. Moving on to Unit 4, Simone de Beauvoir, the second sex. Simone de Beauvoir is a French existentialist philosopher. She is also a writer, social theorist, and most importantly, a feminist activist. She mainly wrote works of philosophy, novels, essays, short story, and other genres. She also wrote many journal articles for that matter. So her best known work is undoubtedly The Second Sex, which is a classic of contemporary feminist literature. Let's have a quick overview of her main assertions and reasons. So Simone de Beauvoir asserted that women are capable of choice as men and they can choose to elevate themselves. She is also one of the leading figures in socialist feminism. That is the type of feminism that she advocates. Socialist feminism. Alright. Yes. And you can always read more on feminism. There are many types of feminism. Say radical feminism, liberal feminism, black feminism, and there is another movement called womanism. Alice Walker is one of the advocates of that. Color Purple is a seminal work on womanism. So if interested, you can always look at all these aspects. I didn't mention those because it's not mentioned as part of your course syllabus. So due to time constraints, I didn't go to such details. So moving on to this Second Sex as a text, it has 978 pages. 978 pages. Do you know how many volumes are there in this work? Yes. So this work has 978 pages and it is written in 2 volumes. Do you know the language in which The Second Sex is written? Is it English, Latin, French, or Arabic? Yes, it is written in French language. Yes, very correct. So if you look at Unit 4.2 of your textbook, it is seen that this particular work is written in the year 1949, 4 years after the end of the Second World War, and therefore this particular work titled The Second Sex expresses the concerns of its own age. Okay, I'll give you time to answer. Do you have any idea regarding the significance of this particular title, The Second Sex? What would be the case that is addressed here? Or why would she have named this work as if The Second Sex? Any idea? Yes, I got an answer. If first sex is man, the second sex would be woman. Okay, what can you infer from that idea? Yes, always attributed the second position. Yeah, so many answers. Let's have a feminist stance in mind. Okay. So the significance of this particular title, it illustrates Beauvoir's central thesis that women throughout the ages have been treated by men as a subordinate sex, to be controlled, objectified, and repressed. This very term is important. Objectified, objectification. Okay, that is important. And do you know one important statement that is often quoted from the text Second Sex? I quote, "One is not born but rather becomes a woman." I unquote. It has references to the cultural stereotyping, the objectification by the patriarchy, and all such aspects related. So one is not born but rather becomes a woman is the opening line of book 2, and it's also a famous statement with respect to second sex by Simone de Beauvoir. Now let's move on to the definition of women's identity that is mentioned in the second sex. Okay, the state of otherness, that is, the females are considered as the other. Man is seen as the norm and women as the departure or aberration. Woman is defined in relation to man, never the other way around. Men and women are bound to see each other largely in an oppositional relationship, and a woman's role is entirely controlled by the biological fact of sex. Woman is seen only as a sexual entity. So according to Beauvoir, this myth of woman as other permeates European thought. She explains that women have always occupied a position unique among the oppressed sections of humankind. Unlike all other such categories, women are numerically equal to the oppressors, men. The subordination of women is not the result of a particular historical event. As a result, their lack of organization as a homogeneous group, women have been able to demolish the myth of woman as other. This is what is mentioned here. Section 4.3.2 is very important in this context. So what points may be said to follow from Beauvoir's thesis? First, that the relation between women and their oppressors, who are the oppressors? Men, is the only form of bondage that has its own origin in a biological fact. Next, that women have not been able to create a gender-based bonding among themselves. Consequently, the women's movement has always subsided on the charity of men. Okay, such things are mentioned. Women have second class status and have not challenged it. So these are the major aspects with respect to the second sex. To sum up this unit, the second sex posits the existence of the myth that women is man's other, especially in the European thought. This myth, says Beauvoir, subordinates and alienates women. Okay, they give such a second class status to women. Women are subordinated on biological rather than on historical grounds. This is perpetuated by women's inability to mobilize gender loyalties over and above distinctions of class and race. Unit 5 deals with Elaine Showalter, the feminist, and her notable work, Feminist Criticism in the Wilderness.